Hello, this is George Senda, the one, the only, the official, the original, the real, the guy from Pittsburgh, except no cheesy people with broken umbrellas or waiters. And here in the Bay Area, lots of trees down, lots of flooding and flood warnings, 56-mile-an-hour winds in San Francisco, trees down in the areas where fires were in the Bay Area, landslides, clothing roads, huge rocks coming down, one granite road face. It looked like Niagara Falls. The water was coming down that heavy. Snow in the Sierra Nevada mountains tonight. It started raining about 2 o'clock Saturday morning, and it has rained nonstop. I went out and tried to feed Orangey. Nowhere in sight. I left him wet food. Tiny One showed up, but immediately disappeared. I left her wet food and enough for tomorrow. It's going to stop raining about 6 a.m. Also, flood advisories in Santa Cruz, Napa County, Santa Rosa, and San Mateo. Portions of it have been evacuated due to flooding. So this storm is very odd in that usually we get storms, it's cold afterward. This is a warm storm again. And the snow levels in the Sierra will be about 7,000 feet. But because it's a warm storm, the snow may not stick. So, and there may be another storm coming in or more rain Tuesday and Wednesday, or rain straight through Monday morning, and then a possible storm on Saturday. So, of course, it makes it very difficult to feed the cats. My cats are going stir crazy. They go out, they come right back in. It's been nonstop pouring here. The creek behind my building that was empty 2 weekends ago is a raging torrent. So that's what's going on. Okay, let me click on the chat here. Oh, and I went in the bedroom and went through a couple of bins of CDs that were way on top of the bins to the right of the air conditioner, and I amazingly found in one of the bins my 2 copies of my birth certificate. And last night I spilled my hot chocolate. I got in the bed and the thing went, and it went twice. So I moved all the bedding that got covered with hot chocolate, and underneath the bed was my shorts from when Patty and Kathy and I went out to go get food, and inside my shorts, I've been going nuts looking for my California ID. It got under the bedding somehow, so I have to do more cleaning in that bedroom table, and I haven't done anything with the computer table because I've been trying to stay warm in here. It's gray, it's muggy, there's no sun, there's no warmth. It's 62, but and I went out wearing shorts because if I'd worn the sweats, they would have gotten soaked, and my shoes are soaked, the raincoat's wet. My mother bought me this weird raincoat. It stops at my stomach, so everything below my stomach gets soaked, and the shoes, of course. So no Orangey's probably hiding somewhere, trying to stay dry, and but I left him 2 cups of salmon, so. And I left Tiny One Sheba and 2 for tomorrow. And I want to thank Top Cat for sending more Sheba. That's in a box behind me. And I'm sorry about his Red Sox, who couldn't hit this series, and they couldn't pitch very well. So at least I told him, though, it could be worse. You could be a Pirates fan. We had 22 years, I think. So. You know, at least you got to some kind of a championship. We don't know we don't even know what a championship is unless we watch NASCAR or the other NFL teams. So that's about all that's going on. I picked up all the bedding that got soaked, and welcome Trucker Joe. And I couldn't believe it. I put my hot chocolate down, and on my Amazon wish list is this cup that they used in Deep Space Nine. It's a copy. Actually, isn't a copy. This company made these, and now they're back. And I'm going to buy one as soon as I can because it does not tip over. So, yeah. Well, I took a shower before I went outside to Fuzzy and little girl went out. They came right back in. Fluffy said, "The hell with going out." He's lying on the bed, bedding, and I'm cold. So even though I had a rubberized raincoat on, I'm still cold. So yeah, batten down the hatches. But there was this huge something that came off a building in downtown San Francisco. I don't know if it was a chute or what, but it looked like it was about 20 feet tall, and luckily it didn't kill somebody. And a big tree on the God, I can't remember the highway by Ocean Beach blocked the road. So lots of trees down. But I'm amazed that San Mateo County is evacuated because the flooding is so bad down there. And yeah, the Niners and Colts game is on, and I wouldn't go watch a game in the rain. I'll watch it at home. Let the players play in the rain. If I were to follow my Steelers or the Niners or any team, if it's gonna pour and rain, I ain't going. And it's $60 to park your car there, and then you gotta walk and walk and walk to get into the stadium. So, and then probably they'll check you for masks, check your vaccination record, check if your firstborn son is Jewish. I don't know. So it's too much trouble to go to a football game with all the stuff that's going on. I wouldn't go. So, and Kathy's okay, and I haven't talked to Patty in 2 days. She's okay, the last I heard. So we're still going out on Halloween, and there's not going to be 90-degree temperature. It'll be about 70 or 65 on Halloween. Although Patty is so bizarre. "Oh, I want to pick you up at noon." I said, "Wait a minute. We're going to dinner at 4 o'clock. Why would you pick up at noon?" "Oh, with all the traffic." I said, "When I pay for your gas around their anniversary, that doesn't mean you pick us up at noon. You pick us up so we go to dinner at 4 o'clock, finish dinner, go see the Halloween decorations, and you drive us home." So she's really weird about this noon stuff. "Well, there's all the traffic." I said, "There's traffic all the time." So I told Kathy to talk to her because it's ridiculous to show up here at noon. What are we going to do for 4 hours? And because that van is very small, every time I sit in the front seat, I'm very, very cramped. I cannot sit in the back of the van or lie down in the back of the van. Kathy does. So I couldn't believe how many CDs I found. I had 2 bins of CDs. So I sat much of Saturday and put music on the other computer. No, we're not going to Santa Barbara. That's 300-400 miles away. Yeah, well, we don't do much intellectual conversation. We've had some, but it's easier to talk to Patty than Kathy. Kathy started telling me about some articles she read, and it's always, "Computer, be quiet." It's always something strange. She reads it out of a magazine, and I have to go, "What are you talking about?" So, no, Santa Barbara is north of Los Angeles, 140 miles. So we drove down there and all the way to Orange County and back in my former Dodge Diplomat police car. So it's a long way to go to Santa Barbara. And I wouldn't be going in this storm. No. We don't have a car, and we're not about to go in Patty's van. No way. I'd jump out of the van after about 20 miles. I just couldn't take it anymore. I get out of there, and I get out of her van, and I'm hurting. I'm in pain. My feet are swollen. My legs hurt. Yeah, I like my class. I have more. I have about 700 discs of music and speech, and I went through a whole bunch of Halloween sound effects disc I bought at Rasputin Music, and most of the sound effects are terrible on the computer, so I can transfer them and maybe use them in videos, but they're horrible stuff. So, computer, be quiet. And now she has a seat that Patty put back there with a seat belt, but Kathy tends to lie on the floor and go to sleep. The other thing, the scariest thing of this Halloween season is I found that I didn't know on the computer there was an episode of Coast to Coast AM with George Norrie. So that was scary. And I found my Art Bell autographed CD set of his old website, but the computer could not handle the weird shaped disc. But I got to look through that, got art, pictures of Comet the Cat and his old artbell.com website. So that was fun to find. So, but I'm very glad I was looking for those birth certificates, because one day I want to get real ID so I can fly to Vegas or Pittsburgh. And then you have to show proof of your residence. We're turning into Gestapo time or communist Russia with all this showing who you are, showing vaccinations and all that. More and more of our liberties are being taken away. And I have a friend who may lose his job because he refuses to get vaccinated on principle. I think it's unconstitutional to force you to get vaccinated. You have a right to maintain the health of your body, because ultimately it's your body. And so I don't know how they justify this, forcing people to take a drug or a vaccine that they're afraid of. You can claim religious exemption for that. I just had some Campbell's chicken soup and a cup of coffee. So, and the other thing, Patty drives kind of wild, and there's times where Kathy has been thrown about in the back, and then both of us say, "What the hell are you doing, Patty? You're not in a race." So this is why Kathy does that sometimes when we had a car, but she's not as wild as Patty gets. So that's about it. I picked a whole bunch of stuff off the floor in here. Dirty dishes that I had on the floor, empty cans from fruit I was eating. I have the problem that I move the bedding away from the side of these bins, so I have a path to the door, because on the bedding is Fluffy, Fuzzy, and Little Girl, and if it's dark, I can't see them. And then I keep getting my toes caught in the bedding. So, and I wrote down the code, and I will call Amazon when my phone is still having issues with charging, but I read online that if I turn off certain things and turn the brightness down, then it doesn't eat up much power. And the 2005 Mac Mini in the bedroom, I found that I can't open it up. All I have to do is get a putty knife and put in 1 whole gigabyte of memory and a new hard drive. So I'm going to do that when I have the money. And I'll use that as my music CD and maybe playing older games. It wouldn't accept Civilization 3 Complete. It said you need 10.4 and I only had 10.3. So I found one thing for Kathy, but I don't have 300 and this guy had a Thunderbolt monitor and a 2012 Mac Mini. She didn't want a Mac Mini, but it would be nice to get her a computer, but the guy wanted $350 for it, so. So I will do more cleaning tonight. I got a whole sink full of dishes to do, and I got to throw this trash can out. All the trash is gone from here. Oh, I threw some pillows out because one of them got soaked with chocolate. No point in washing it, and one of them. The bins. I'm looking. I have these red semi-see-through speakers that were for my iMac G3 when I had it, and I'm trying to find the power supply. It's a weird power supply. It's 15 volts. They make great sound. You give an on and off switch and a volume switch. They look kind of like curved domes. But I don't know if I have the power for that. I'm gonna have to buy a universal power adapter. And the one I would like to get is the no, she didn't. The one I would like to get is the Harman Kardon Sound 6. They have ones that are Bluetooth. The 2005. When I open it up, I have it in the envelope. I finally have the Bluetooth and the Wi-Fi card, and I can finally install that with a very bright light so I can see what I'm doing. Then I can get on the internet with it. Oh, that's going to be very slow. Someone on YouTube did a video where they're playing, what's that thing, Minecraft with it, but they said it's real slow. 1 gigabyte is not much memory. The ironic thing is the next year they came out in 2006 and they had 2 gigabytes, and then as you go up, you get more and more memory. So, so predicted this. Yeah, well, I wish she'd predicted the winning numbers for the lotto before she died, because I could use the money, so could Kathy. So, that's about it. I sat there for about 4 hours just putting music on but it has a very tiny hard drive, so I gotta take the portable hard drive off and take it in there, and then put the music on there, and then put it in here. Well, she doesn't have anything. She's dead. Maybe her son's still alive. But I had one of my correspondents tell me that he actually called up for a reading and got the son, and the son said, your left front tire is going to go out, you're in mortal danger, you need to get it repaired as soon as possible. He said he drove that car or truck, I forget which was, for about 4 years. Nothing was wrong with it. So, and he paid $75 for the psychic reading when she died for conning people out of over $1 million. So, like John Vague Ho, she's one of the biggest frauds in the paranormal. Hello, sheep, are you? Every time I see that, I keep thinking sheep are us. Soon to be at your local shopping mall in the former Toys R Us. Sheep are us. Bah, bah. How many sheep would you like today? And how many wool coats? And sheepskin pads, which are great. If you can get, they're hard to find. If you can get the real sheepskin pads for your bed or for your animals to sleep on, they're wonderful. So, I kind of know Campbell, I think, is down the peninsula, but I'm not sure. But I had, somewhere in here, I have fake sheepskin pads, but my mother had some real ones, and after she died, I think they disappeared, or they might be in storage, or I don't know. But, yeah, but is it the real stuff or the fake stuff? I've never been to an IKEA store. I've seen it as we've gone by, but our total knowledge of Emeryville was going to Tower Records. Oh, by the way, they did a listing of the most dangerous cities in the United States, and Emeryville, California is #1. People are getting robbed and snatch and grab there. So it's not a safe place to be, which is kind of sad. They built this huge shopping area, and when Tower Records was around, we used to go in there. I used to go in there because I could get European CDs. I collect soundtracks, and I could get stuff that never was published in this country, but would be published over there. And when Tower went bye-bye, that it got a lot harder to find that stuff. I could find it in Amoeba Records in Berkeley if it's still there, but I haven't been there in a couple of years. So Kathy went out to get her medication yesterday because I said, you better go out now because it will start raining at some point. And I know that Mama Cat and Kitten came up twice. Mama Cat came all the way in the kitchen again. Kitten sat outside. Mama Cat gives me her alarm clock. She climbs the screen door and starts. So I know she wants food. So I fed them wet food and I fed them dry food. There he is, Alien Carl, straight from Probe Central. How you doing, Alien Carl? His probe is waterlogged, though. The UFO passed over Santa Rosa and got caught in the storm, and they barely made it out alive. They had to bail a lot. They had to use abductees and hand them buckets and bail out the hatches, So, I'm still cold. I don't know how it can be cold, but I'm all icky. I'm all sweaty, it's hot in here, so I don't know what to do. Anyhow, I'll go over to IKEA sometime when we have a vehicle. I'm not going to take the bus and BART and make it an all-day trip and walk around and then stand out there for an hour waiting to see how the hell to get in there. I've taken the bus down to San Pablo Avenue near there, but not. Yeah, right. Of course, you made the mistake. You bought the basic plan. You need to buy the deluxe plan, so they go the extra mileage. How do you jumpstart a UFO? There was a video. Martin, somebody I think, he did a video today about a UFO sighting somewhere in Europe. I think I saw that on YouTube. So, yeah, Andromeda. So let's see. Food buckets from Jim Baker. Yeah, the supply chain problem is a major problem. There's lots of preppers saying, get this, get this, get this, get this now. There's a parody song. The guy can't sing with a damn, but it was very funny. And the Coast Guard off of L.A. is now watching ships that are losing their moorings because they're all sitting off the coast because all the crews had to be checked for COVID. I don't know why they don't. If I were president, I would have the Army come in and the Navy and take over that shipping and bring it into port. And then, hell, they set up tents under Trump in California. They brought hospital ships. If I ever talked to Biden, I said, why don't you do this and solve the supply problem? Bring the military in. They can do wonders in emergencies. And don't have the ships sit off the coast and the shelves be empty and the economy get worse. So I don't know what's missing from the stores other than mail mix. So I didn't see much empty shelves in Safeway, but that's all I went to. I'm going to go again on Monday or Tuesday because I got to get cat litter before the sale is expired. $7.99 for 20 pounds, and I get the fun of dragging it home. So I thought Jim Baker. Is that the same Jim Baker with the Tammy Faye Baker? I don't know if she's alive anymore, but mind you, there's no food in Elaine Carl's buckets. He just has buckets good for 16 years. So he got the El Cheapo prepared bucket. Yeah, so did I. I thought both of them were dead. I see all these things, for 25 years shelf life, and they give you 900,000 pounds of steel oatmeal, which I don't like and wouldn't know how to make anyway. So Unseen Jim Baker Mysteries. Next with, what's that guy? Oh, God. I've been watching all those Dakota. Brad Meltzer, yeah. Yeah, Tammy Faye Baker is still dead, So, Lori Baker, okay, well, I didn't know he was married. I thought he was dead. I mean, he must be ancient by now. 24 Mexican children. What they do, rent them? Or adopt them, I don't know. So, I got enough trouble with 3 cats and a Kathy. I don't think I can handle 24 kids. I don't know if I can handle 1 kid. At least ones that I would have, and we didn't have children, so. Cats are enough to drive you crazy. They have no concept of move. Move, Fluffy. Move, Fuzzy. Move, little girl. Move, move. They just sit there and start washing, Yeah, she might have been in the wax museum at one point. I don't know. There's probably a video on YouTube, the Tammy Faye Baker wax statue. Here's a scary thought, the Tammy Faye Baker sex doll. I think that was her middle name. But she used enough makeup and lipstick to keep Revlon or Maybelline in business for the next 50 years. So, I think I will buy a hacksaw on the first when I go to Walmart and cut one side of this chair because it digs into my legs all the time. I'm wearing the sweats now, so. Yeah, there you could go. You channel Tammy Faye and Sylvia Brown. See which one you get. And took my blood pressure pill. My ankle's hurting. I got to go get medication too. Haven't because it's been raining, and I'm not about to go out in the bus on a weekend. But I can see through the gap in the blind here. Earlier, when it was light, I could see the rain coming down, and it's still coming down. Let's see what's going on here. Fluffy's on the bed. Little girl likes to sit under this chair. Every time I move the chair to sit down, she panics and heads for the door. It's always been that way. I love her dearly, but so. And Kim had hold on. Nope, nobody there. Nobody there. I took my umbrella out and it was useless. It got soaked in a couple of minutes. Wasn't even open today. Your scripts. What are scripts? That prescription drugs? Or are you right for the movies? Did they go on strike yet? They were talking about going on strike. Amlodipine, that's what I take. Hydrochlorothiazide. Well, I think I was on hydrochlorothiazide. I can't remember. I want to know one thing. Why don't they name these things, blood pressure 1 and blood pressure 2? Because I always ask her, what do you take? I don't know. I can't remember it. I sure as I'm not going to spell it. And I can't find my cholesterol pills. They went somewhere, so I got to order some of those too. My ankles and feet swell long before I was taking amlodipine. That's why I started taking this stuff. Excuse me. Oh, I ate last night the tilapia, and I thought it was going to be like steaks. It was like little thin pieces. It was pretty good, though. I ate 3 of those. So, and Kathy got her flu shot. I haven't gotten my flu shot yet. I got to go get that. I tried wearing this in the rain on last Friday, and it got wet. Yeah, I think Lozanapril is what I'm taking for the high cholesterol, though they've tested me. My cholesterol is normal now. So, but one doctor said I have to take it the rest of my life. I never know what to believe of these guys. Sometimes I don't think they know what the hell they're doing. Okay, there's my Steelers scarf. Oh, and I'm wearing the other shirt they sent me. Thank you, Bright Eyes. Let's see if the distressed Hams beer bear shirt that makes it look like it's really old and faded. You can't really. There we go. Sort of there. Can't really see it that well, but I'm wearing it. So, yeah, Vicodin. I normally could not take Vicodin, but what's going on with the mouse? Here we go. But they gave me Vicodin when I went to the hospital for the screaming pain of the airbed throwing me on the floor. I normally can't take Vicodin, but that's how much pain I was in. So, and they gave me morphine. That was no, was that last year when the woman crushed me in the hospital? But I can't. All blurred to one giant injury. I will go in on Tuesday and get the paperwork to file the small claims lawsuit. The woman I banned the other day kept complaining about that, and I said, "Look, I I can only do so much, and I've been cleaning as much as I can. I'm still going to clear up the computer table here, but now it's at the point where a few minutes work and I can have the thing. Potassium sparing diabetic for fluid retention. Yeah, well, my toes are still getting. My left foot, I'm sitting here now, and the big toe and the little first two toes are getting numb and hurting. No, I haven't heard from them, but I have the problem with the phone. It keeps running out of power. Now, I set it on dark mode. See, it will not charge. So what I'll probably do is get a new battery for it, and then they send me the kit, and I will see if I can change the battery myself. iFixit sends you all the tools. I'll see if I can open it up without breaking it. It's the only phone I've got. Well, I could take the chip out, put it back in the Android phone, but I don't know where I put the Android charger. Kathy gave me the Amazon Fire tablet that I gave her, but she did not give me the charger. Once a month? We have people in here that they hounded because they were messier than I am and had bed bugs and roaches, and that was a major. They still got some guy from the pest control that shows up and sprays in one of the apartments here. He's been doing that about a year now. So trying to get, and the county's not going to pay for that kind of stuff. Oh, and since some guy, I didn't play, but some guy won the whole 190 million, I think it was the Powerball, here in California. So guys keep winning in California, but never me. So I'm picking the wrong numbers, I guess. Would be nice. Yeah, well, I don't have that kind of money. It's $90 just for maid service. I'm supposed to get tomorrow, and that thing better be charged tomorrow because I have a call at 11 o'clock from in-home support services to set up then they set up a visit to see how many hours I'm going to get, and then I got to try to get a caregiver, then I got to pay for their gas. The biggest issue I have with laundry that's too big for the wimpy washers here is getting to a big laundromat, which is a mile from here, a little more than a mile. Yeah, well, I was told by, okay, they had Terminix come in here to check all the apartments. The guy said I had bed bugs in the sofa bed, so I paid for a different, who did I pay? Clark. I paid for Clark to come out, and they checked the bed. You don't have bed bugs. The guy didn't know what he was doing. So, but they said if you had bed bugs, you'd have to move all the books out of here. You cannot have they have to heat the apartment up to, 1,000,000 degrees or something. I don't know what the hell it is. So, but I never had bed bugs. I was lucky. Got the code to send the airbed back. So as soon as I have the phone now, but this stupid thing just doesn't want to stay charged. Sometimes I have it sit there all night and still won't charge. It needs a new battery desperately. So it's $24 for the battery, and I think $31 for the kit with the battery from iFixit. So there used to be Hotel Impossible or something like that. This guy used to go to hotels, and some of them are really disgusting with roaches and bed bugs, and it was really, really gross. So I don't have much to say. It was a gift. So they send me a label, and I stick it on the box. Is sitting here in this gigantic box, and Patty had it in her van forever, and that's why I couldn't send it back right away. So I'm going to talk. They usually cut me some slack on stuff that I have to return, but I'm just going to say, look, I was injured, and then we had to get this stuff out of here, and I'll return it back. So, and it will give me enough to get a bed frame. Watched an interesting video where these guys went out in the Canadian forest. What they were doing out in the Canadian forest, I don't know. And they built a cabin out of pallets. So, but I found the paperwork for it. Ow, my neck hurts. And I found the bag for it. I had the box that came in, but you can't put it in the box. There was this box that had diapers in it, not mine. And I took all the diapers out. Patty's going to use the diapers, and that's what I've got the airbed in. So I'll seal it up with tape, put the label on it. They send me a label. And things to do. I have to get new printer bricks for my printer. I found one that was still sealed. I don't know if the ink is dried out or not. It's been sealed, but they're $21 a piece. Then I got to call Canon, connect the printer to my computer, and then get them to get on the internet and set the thing back up so I can use my printer. Then I can print up my own labels. Man, it's getting almost dark out there. What time is it? I'm going to get up for a second. I'm going to bring the dry food in. Otherwise, what happened last night, the raccoons come up and eat it all. So give me a moment to get out of this chair of torture here. I'll be right back. 1, 2, this is not fun. Fluffy and little girl. Now it's getting cold out there, and it's still pouring. Yeah, there was a video I watched where why is printer ink so expensive, and they make it for X dollars. And I don't know why I paid 30 or 40 bucks for this printer. They sell them at a loss because they make their money on printer ink, and the printer ink is really cheap to make. So there are several videos I've watched where you poke a hole in the, you peel this off, and you poke a hole right in there, and you take your syringe and you fill it full of ink, and you have to cover up this with tape so it doesn't do the sensor thing or something. And one video said that the companies keep putting out software updates to try to keep you from filling the ink. They want you to buy their cartridges. That's how they make their money. So, yeah, well, you know, I didn't know that, but I had to let the Costco membership lapse because I didn't have 120 bucks to pay for the executive, and I think they raised it now. Yeah, well, I don't like that EcoTank thing. I looked at that. I've got this Canon MG3222, and when it worked fine. Of course, I didn't use it enough. And then I had it under the computer table in the bedroom for 2 years. I cleaned it up. So it's open right now. I think I put the cable here somewhere. Not sure. I have the problem that I can't see little tiny things. I gotta fill the flashlights full of batteries. Look for the cable. It's plugged in, and then connect it to the computer and see if it still works or not. And I'm thinking of also later getting an old Apple II printer, because then I could print my Apple II, and you can find cartridges still. It's amazing. You can find brand new cartridges for Apple II printers. So the Silent Type and I had a laser printer. I had an Apple color laser printer, but one day it fell out of the closet shelf. It just went clunk and crashed and died. So that was distressing. Those things are about $300 now. Things are getting harder to find. The 3.5-inch drive that I need for my Apple II GS, I didn't know I had 3 of them. Oh my God. I have 3 drives. I thought I only had 2. I'll have to see if I'll have to connect the GS and see if those drives work. Because what happens, one of them won't. You boot up in System 6, and the other one just lights up and stops. I can't run System 6.1 on my GS, so I can't do anything except play Arkanoid. And the 2E drives still work, and I still have one Disk 2. I don't know what happened to my other Disk 2. Kathy's housekeeper may have thrown it out. I built that drive with my own little hands, so millions of years ago. So I have when I clear out back on the table so I can play Tigers in the Snow. And I found another copy of Starfleet 1. I got to get some tabs to put over the write protect holes, or else it I had a brand new copy of the thing, and I didn't put the tabs on. I forgot, and it wiped the drive. It wiped the disk out on the back. That's where the software was. So that was distressing. That Starfleet 1 from Interstellar is one of my favorite. You're basically playing Star Trek, but it's one of my favorite games, and it can be hard to win. So I also looked at Mac Cubes and G3 computers, G4s and G5s today. For various reasons, I want an older machine so I can play Diablo 2 and Civilization 3 complete. I didn't care for Warcraft, and I never, that space game that they had, I can't remember that. I've got a copy of it. I would know that. Well, Kathy has to clean her apartment. Her inspection's on the 1st. Patty's having an inspection. Mine is self-cleaning, so I have to finish doing work in here too. I got to vacuum the floors. Well, she's not as enthused about doing videos as I am, and I don't think she's seen a movie in a long time. Given the pandemic, you can't go to movies like you used to. Eve Online, I've never heard of it. I have no idea. I still have a lot of games back there, and a lot of Maximum PC disc and Mac user disc, and discs that used to come with the magazines, and Mac. I can't even remember all of them, but I have stacks and stacks of the things. I'm going to send all the PC stuff to the guy in Australia. So I where it was playing Mobile Strike on my phone and my iPad, but the only game I can remember playing online was Diablo 3, Diablo 2, I think, and in the days of the bulletin board that play games on bulletin board systems, but I don't even know if those things are around anymore. Yeah, but I didn't get a lot of views with them. I showed a game, 40 views, you know. From Minecraft is, and then they're putting these squids and everything. Every time I turn around, there's a video about a squid. So, and the prices for the old SSI games, Ultima 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 are going through the roof. Some are as high as they want $1,000 for a disc that cost $25 when they came out when SSI was around. And that's another thing. So I'm still angry to this day. I can't do anything about it. The housekeeper threw away. I had all but 3 of the SSI Apple II games, and she threw them all out. I'd have a house if I sold those now. I had them in the original boxes with the instructions. Star Trek, the Warp Factor, and Road War, and oh god, so many games. And I'm sorry, but a 5 1/4 inch floppy. Now, what's weird is if you get there are floppies out there. I love the SSI games, strategic simulations. And I knew Chuck Krogel, the vice president. That's how I was getting a lot of them for free back in the day. They'll have the floppy disk no box. They're like $20. But if you get it in the box, it's like $500, $600, $700. And trying to get Ultimate stuff, except for Ultima 3, you can find and Crush, Crumble, and Chomp, and Temple of Apshire, about $100. Bard's Tale 1, 2, and 3 were always fun. I love those. And then there was one where you played a Risk-like game. You were a conquistador in South America. I can't remember the name. 7 Cities of Gold, I think it was. But I had 10,000 Apple discs. I came back from the apartment that I shared with Kathy, and she threw them all in the garbage. Yeah, well, yeah, but the problem is price gouging. The same with paranormal books. The Case for the UFO, Morph Jessup, that cost $4 or $5 in 1957. They're putting them for $1,000. It's insane. Long out of print books, even paperbacks are going for $75 to $100. That costs 75 cents an ace book. So it's ridiculous what these people are. They think the favorite thing on the eBay is rare. A steak is rare. You know. I got a guided tour at SSI. Drove down there and met Chuck and sat in his office. He showed me the rooms where they actually did the work and the programming. And the only game I could never get, there were 2 games I can't remember, and I could never get a copy of Operation Market Garden. Hardest thing, it was put out near the end of the Apple II era. They were still doing PC, Atari, Amiga, Commodore, but they weren't doing a lot of Apple titles. That game came and went. I saw one guy who actually had a copy, brand new. It was $60. But I'm a kind of completist when I buy games I really like. I also had all the Emon discs. I don't know. I think that's Adamski, and Adamski is very expensive. I think I have one Adamski book. And I can't see I have a bunch of Keel books. I have The Day After Roswell. I have They Knew Too Much About Flying Saucers by Gray Barker. The John Keel books are very expensive now. And of course, Linda Moulton's How Strange Harvest book is going for $500. Yeah, well, The Coming of the Saucers shouldn't be that expensive. Hold on. Let's see, do I have eBay on this one? That's why I'll be glad when I get my other iPads back. Then I can look stuff up on the other iPads. I used to, with a partner, we repaired Commodore 65 drives. That's 64 drives, sorry. Where the hell is eBay? There's no eBay on here. That's weird. Okay, hold on. I've got to get out of the one website and onto the other, whatever the hell it is. Okay, let's see. I think that's Otto Binder. No. I don't want to do that. Go away. They're always asking me to verify who the hell I am. Drives me nuts. Even after I went to my PayPal account. We're sending you a code on your phone. They've already done that several times. They keep doing it. Drives me crazy. All this authentication stuff. I don't think it's called Coming of the Saucers. I could be wrong. Let's see. Coming of the Spaceships. That's what it is. Frank Scully, Behind the Flying Saucers. Yeah. I believe I have a Frank Scully book. They want us $80. No, it's Gavin Gibbons reissue Behind the Flying Saucers, not the Coming. There may be a Coming of the Saucers book that I'm not aware of. But I once had 5,000 paranormal books, and you've got all these, eBay is weird. When you've got all these books, The World of Flying Saucers by the debunker Donald Menzel, The Secret of the Saucers. Now, why this is under the Saucers? Batboy, My True Life Adventures Coming of Age with the New York Yankees. The Saucers Speak. Saucerian, the collected, what is this? Issues of the Saucerian, which was a 50s flying saucer publication. The Hollow Earth, Raymond Bernard. Flying Saucers Are Real by Jack Womack. The UFO Library of Jack Womack. I'm just screwing. The Riddle of the Flying Saucers, Gerald Hurd. Commander X, Underground Alien Bases. And Night of the Saucers by Yando Binder. That's the one I was thinking of, maybe. Frank Edwards, of course. I have Frank Edwards' books. Okay, let's get rid of that so I can go back to Chad. So, Choplifter, I like playing on the Apple. One of my favorite games is a game of Lemmings. I love Lemmings. Lemmings is fun. So, I should do a video on classic UFO books, maybe. Excuse me. The soup or the coffee is attacking me. I gotta buy Prilosec on the first. All that stuff is coming back. People are into retro because it was simpler then. You didn't need to have all these virus software. And if you're not connected to the internet, just plug it in the back of your television. There you go. At 1541 drives, you're making me feel nostalgic. Your Commodore drives are a pain in the ass to fix, too. I did the going out and getting the customer, and my friend John did the repairs. There was a chain of adult video stores, adult bookstores, that used VIC-20s to do the titles in the video booths. People would go and watch the movies for a quarter. So, I don't have the dot matrix printer yet. It's on the bucket list of things to do next year. And I could not understand the Amiga operating. Maroney had an Amiga, Maroney had a Commodore 64, Maroney had a TI, Maroney had an Apple II, Maroney had a Sinclair. He would buy all these machines to try them out. His favorite was the Apple II until he got a PC. So, and he got rid of the Apple IIe, and the software. I wish I had the software he had, but he sold it or something. He's gone now. I miss Maroney. Another game that was fun for the Apple, it's his basic game, was Apple Invaders, Space Invaders. If I ever win the lotto, buy me a Space Invaders, a mappy arcade game, Gauntlet, Gauntlet 2, Spy Hunter, sit down. I ain't gonna stand and play Spy Hunter. And by Kathy, I think it was $8,000 the last I saw it. There was an alien game where you shoot the aliens. We saw it in Harrah's in Lake Tahoe about 5 or 6 years ago, and she loved it. I'd get her in a new place with no roaches. I'd put video games and pinball machines. Yeah, well, there's a software. I saw one. I was looking through eBay while I was in the bedroom, and there's a printer. There was a program for the Apple called Sideways, where instead of printing up and down like this, you could turn it to print your stuff sideways. So I was never a Tandy fan. I didn't understand Tandy at all. I looked at it, and it was black and white, for one thing. It was not colored, so maybe they came out with a color one later. I don't know. I went into Radio Shack to get batteries. Get my free 9-volt battery. Get other batteries before they had rechargeable batteries. So, yeah, that's one thing that'll drive you nuts. The dot matrix spins like, you hear that about 6 hours. They take you away. They put you in a rubber room. So that's the nice thing about laser printers and the printers now. They're not that noisy. I found a ream of form feed printer paper, which had sprocket holes in them. And one of the things you could never figure out any use for the sprocket holes, it would be these big long strips of hole perforations you tear off when you printed something out. So I found a bunch of that. I found a ream of printer paper. I'm ready to print when it starts. I think it might be in Kathy's storage. I still have an old carbon box of teletype paper that is perfectly usable as printer paper. It's in the storage of Kathy, so. But I will say, if I ever do win the lotto, I'm building a barn and turning the barn into my computer area, insulated with ductless air conditioning and solar, and all my retro computers and game machines will be connected, and of course an 8K television, several 4K televisions for displays, Thunderbolt displays, and I might even shell out the $5,000 for Apple's overpriced monitor. Waxy ink. Yeah. I put in some. No, I had something I printed on some time ago. I don't know where I put it though. I didn't do much color. Okay. Box over here. It is in the box. Oh, my albuterol for my machine in the bathroom. A bunch of these things. So if I get into respiratory distress, I can use those. Well, there are a lot of Commodore 64 magazines on eBay. I have a bunch of Apple II magazines, Insider and A+. Sadly, all those companies aren't around anymore. I did find, again, it's if I had the money, I would buy it not for the Apple IIgs. I found my Cool Time fan. Instead of Kensington System Saver, I had a Cool Time Apple IIe, Apple IIgs. I didn't have a GS, I had a IIe. And it had these curved things that would fit in the side of the Apple II. But the reason I liked the Cool Time, it had a digital clock on it, and you would press. It was in red, and you'd press the button, and you could set the time, and it cooled the Apple IIe off. Also, my CH joysticks. I had Apple paddles, by the way. Apple II paddle, Apple brand paddles that you could play Pong with, and are going for a small fortune now, because all this stuff is, people threw it away or broke down. Nobody fixed it. There's some retro guys on YouTube that you could probably send them to get fixed. I watched a thing where a guy restored a Mac G5, and he said Apple had a return program because they were having a period where capacitors were blowing and leaking all over the computers, even ones that were brand new. They had a capacitor problem. Modern day capacitors that don't leak, solid state or something. Drives me crazy. I'll be sitting here and I start to look something up on the iPad, and then I can't remember what I wanted to look up, and then I have to sit there and go, what did I want to look up? Part of going old, and it drives me crazy. Getting old. And then, of course, I would buy every paranormal book I want on eBay, and all my military books, and have really big, nice oak, and have a carpenter come in professionally, stain them, and line the walls of my video area with all the paranormal books, maybe 5,000 or 6,000. That would be impressive. And then see if I can interview people of note, like Gordon Michael Scallion, Linda Moulton Howe, and other folk. One day I might get my second interview with George Noory before I die. Whitley Strieber. Yeah, Nick Pope. Yeah, podcast. I had signed up for a podcasting network at one time. I did about but it was recreations of my own videos. And with somebody, we did three podcasts together, but he was going into the sexual, and I didn't like that, and the smarmy. And then his computer crashed. He didn't keep the podcast, so I don't know if he does or not. I have no idea. I don't know if Dreamland's on anymore. Look, George Noory and I are friends. Why should I not talk to him? He's called me up here several times to see how I'm doing or ask me questions. So, I don't know. I gave him the current phone number. I haven't heard from them. But remember, a year ago or so, I went to UFOCon. George was there. But Tom was sick. I think it's Tom that stopped me from... Tom feels threatened by me. Like I'm going to take George's job. I looked up George's net worth. He gets $1 million a year now. Oh, I looked up Art Bell's net worth. He was worth $10 million when he died. So I don't abandon friends unless they Kathy wrong. But George has been very kind to me and Kathy, so he's a friend. Let's see if Whitney, come on, mouse. This mouth acts weird. It stops every once in a while. Let's see. There's all kind of Dreamlands, none of them with Whitley Strieber. Last I knew, his website was still up. Let's see. Dreamland podcast on TuneIn.
So, I wanted a career in IT.
UK mod, UFO expert, Ministry of Defense, Nick Pope, Betty Hill's niece, psychic William Stillman, intelligence officer of UFOs, the Skinwalker Ranch, hard-hitting interview with Fade to Black Jimmy Church. So he's still out there, folks. With Fade to Black Jimmy. So, well, Tom got very negative during the interview I did, and I looked at him like, why do you always say they're a bad show? Because George puts out bad shows. If he puts out a good show, the best show I ever heard him did, he did a Mexican UFO show with Ruben Ariente. I'm pronouncing the name wrong, probably. I saw him at the Alien Con in Sacramento where my back went out. We were supposed to talk to each other. We were supposed to get an interview. Then he said, I have a talk to do, and I'll come back later. And he went upstairs, and the last I saw him, and I was screaming in pain all night. I think it may have been the start of my kidney stone problem. But that was a great show, and I told George that. But a lot of his shows, the guests he has on, I can't stand, or they're dumb. So I don't get that with Knapp. I didn't get that with Art. The only guy I didn't like on Coast to Coast with Art Bell was the guy who did drugs all the time from Hawaii. Can't remember his name, but he died. So let's look up. Gee, it knows Coast to Coast AM. Upcoming shows. Foo Fighters, UFO Covert Operations, Graham Randall and Richard Long. So that's tonight. Okay, let's see. Monday, Nightmares and Dreams, Paranormal Travel. Hauntings in the Paranormal. Tuesday, Time Expanded Consciousness, Spirit Communication with the Soul. Wednesday, Inside Exorcisms, Paranormal Investigations. And, oh God, Friday, Ghost Hunting and Hollywood Horror and Open Lines. So, okay, guy who's in a lot of horror movies, this guy Rick that's the next 5 days. And so, and then they have shows, let's see, tapping techniques, Salem witch trials, ancient technology, Russia-U.S. relations, vampire legends, curse of Lizzie Borden, and so on and so forth. So you should send the jar to George. Send the jar to George. You need to trademark that. You really do. You need to get the trademark on that. Get marketing people to come out. Yeah, but I don't know. Guess I have to look that up too. Hold on. I would be so glad when I need $87. Get my iPads out of the shop. I think he was selling those courses for like $500. Learn remote remote viewing. 4 DVD course, Amazon.com. Unavailable. So I should change my name to Unavailable. I'd be rich. I could sue them for using my name. Let's see. 5-star, 70%. 4-star, 21%. 1-star, 9%. Okay, let's see. Pinterest. Look up eBay. See what it is on eBay. See if it's on eBay. Oop, I spelled viewing wrong. They gave me a remote control. They gave me a remote control for a Sony Bravia. That's funny. Cheap. Ed Dames, Donald Buchanan, USB key gift, $61.98. 0 bids. You have to bid on it. Screw that bidding. I believe in buy it now. I'm not going to bid for crap. Oh, tell me what you see. There's a book, Remote Viewing from the World's Premier Psychic. Viewing the Future. I love this. Grim Predictions. 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 Guy spelled it wrong. That's funny. $22.99, $27.29, and Notre Dame football, the Untouchables, Lassie, yes, all of that important remote. Oh, the Smurfs, all that important remote viewing. Here's Psychic Spycraft 2 DVD ROM box CIA Stargate, $16.95. James Cagney, Un-American Activities, 1945. A John Wayne Maureen O'Hara picture. All important remote viewing stuff. I don't know why all this other junk. eBay does weird stuff with their listings. So there's the remote viewing stuff. Well, you know, you'll probably go to Half Price Books one day and find remote viewing in there, you know, for $2 marked down because nobody wants it, you know. One of the weird things about eBay, you type in the word Art Bell, and you get bells. You get like ceramic bells, glass bells, Liberty bells. You don't get Art Bell. You type Coast to Coast AM, you get Coast to Coast magazine and George Norrie bookmarks. So it's very odd. Let's see. That's that one. Let's see what happens if we type in Art Bell. The source, $4.33. Wow! You can get an Art Bell Brad Steiger book for less than $5 with free shipping. Buy it now. The Quickening, $4.09. Art Bell Coming Global Superstorm, $4.09. The Art of Talk, $9.99. Last one. Let's see. The Quickening, $2.99. The Art of Talk, this is an optimist, $49.99. Are you nuts? Coming Global. I sold an autographed book for money to go to eBay to UFO Con, Alien Con. So, The Quickening, $4.94. Hirschfield's, New York. Art Clive Bell. They keep confusing Art Bell with that guy. The Coming Global Superstorm, $4.46. A lot of books on crayons. $5.39 for The Quickening. Bell's Cathedrals, there's $4.09 for the Superstorm. I have The Art of Talk, $39. The Source, and okay. Scouts in Bondage and Other Violations of Literary Propriety by Michael Bell. Different Bell. That's The American Goliath, Timothy Green Beckley. Rare Coast to Coast. What is this? Giants from Inner and Outer Space Discovered. South America's Giant UFOnauts Reported. The Cardiff Giant Comes Alive by Nick Redfern. Arthropods, Poids, Giants and Mammoths by Harold T. Wilkins. Edited by Timothy Green. $30. Cheap. So that was curious. Oh, my neck is killing me doing this. Another superstorm. That's page 2. Another superstorm. A lot of superstorms out there. Okay, now let's Art Bell sign. Let's see what Art Bell sign goes for. $48.95, $38.95 with the quickening. $49.95, $18.50 second printing. I have first printing. $14. $99.99. Both Strieber and Bell. Catherine Bell pictures from Jag. Different kind of Bell entirely. A stack of cats. ACO animal art painting. $5. By another person named Bell. Okay, that's it for that. And let me, Art Bell Coast to Coast AM. Let's see what's there. Art Bell's Pizza Punch, 99 bucks. Art Bell, $39.95. Stickers with Art Bell autograph sticker. And George Norrie presents After Dark CD, Weird Tales. I have one of those. And now they used to have the Coast to Coast magazines, but I don't see that anywhere here. So, oh, there they are. There's one. Wait a minute, I just scrolled too fast. After Dark newsletter, $6.99. $6.29. And that's about it. So, yeah, I had listened to an episode the other night where Art did an episode around Y2K, and he was selling autographed copies of the Clement Goebel Superstorm, and he said, tonight's the last night you can buy one of these. And then they were going to go to a book signing, he and Whitley in New York. Art only went to about 3 stores. Bonanza Books, I think, in LA, a store in Brentano's, I believe, in New York, and I think he went to one in Vegas. That was it. Very weird, because he didn't want to go on a nationwide book tour. Book tours are grueling for authors, so. I liked Hilly Rose. Hilly Rose was a very good. He was on KNEW, and before that KEWB, and he and the late Ira Blue were the 2 big paranormal people in San Francisco Bay Area who took regular calls on UFOs and sightings and the paranormal, and in the 60s and into the 70s. My mother, when Ira Blue was dying, he's in the Bay Area Radio Hall of Fame. She nursed him in St. Francis Hospital. So, yeah, there are some I've seen that are on like printer paper or something. So, I saw one somewhere. There's a whole bunch of them. They were not professionally printed at all. But depends on how you look them up. You know, you find them in different spots on eBay. And I'm firmly convinced that someone did shoot at Art Bell's house. That's why he quit his radio program once again. He said, I read on the sheriff's site that, or somewhere, that Art had complained because part of his property was adjacent to Bureau of Land Management land. Anybody could go in that property and cause issues. And very weird thing, there was an episode of Rescue 911 where this Nye County Sheriff's deputy got shot. He recovered, then he became sheriff for two elections, and then some scandal happened, but he was involved with Art Bell. So It's a never-ending soap opera drama with Art Bell. And one day I shall go to Pahrump, I hope, and then I will go and find out something I need to find out. I'll keep that to myself, but and go to Art's grave, you know. But I used to have on my computer that died, the 2010, I had about 200 Art Bell shows that I would listen to when there was nothing else to do in the middle of the night or I couldn't sleep. And we're together. He don't go to bed. I'm listening to Art Bell. Shut up. You're keeping me awake with the Art Bell. I didn't have headphones. It was on the radio, so I didn't have a radio where you could plug in a headphone into the radio, you know. Not a portable radio, anyway. I had CD players. I never thought of listening to them on the CD radio, FAM, FM radio. I should have done that. But I would be sitting there at 4 in the morning, and my eyes would be burning, and you gotta listen to Art. Then they would switch after Art to Mutual, and or to some. No, there was a Wall Street Journal report after Art Bell at 4 a.m. Then I would go to bed. Remember, Art used to do 5 and 6 hour shows too. And speaking of wealth and money, you can donate to PayPal and Super Chat. And by the way, I don't understand something. I got a $50 donation a week or two ago, and it has not showed up in AdSense, so I don't know what was going on with that. So, oops. I hope it came in there. So, it would be nice to get donations when I celebrate on December 11th, my 11th anniversary on YouTube. I've never understood something. There's 7 watching when I'm in here. And then I get off the air and there's 87 guys watch this thing. Where are they when I'm on live? Always puzzles the hell out of me. What are they doing? Watching football, I guess, today. They're scared they'll be probed. That's why they aren't coming in. They see that probe in your hand, and the probe is quivering, and it's scanning to see if there's any eligible victims, you know. They don't want to be waxed either. No, gray wax or something. Alien autopsy wax. I wonder if you could trademark that. You know? Roswell wax. You know? Plains of Sidonia. Or you could Face on Mars wax. You know? I watched this video this morning, and they were talking about a joint mission with Russia and the European Space Agency, and they sent a probe to Mars. And they said the surface radiation on Mars was so high that humans couldn't live on there, and yet we keep getting presidents and former astronauts saying, let's go to Mars. I'm a little puzzled by that one. Why would there be radiation on Mars that would kill you, and yet they want people to go to Mars? So, Edgar Mitchell wants us to go to Mars. And by the way, I looked up new stoves at Friedman's and at Best Buy, and they went $500, $600, $700, $800, $900 for a stove. And I went, oh my God! I bought cars for cheaper than that. Yeah, well, I get tired of every show as a giant. Don't you have some other thing to talk about other than giants? And then where are the proof of your giants? You know, nothing happened in 2012. Yeah, well, Y2K, wasn't that the year 2000? Or I thought the year 2000 was that was a computer thing. Art talked about that. Somebody called up and he said, I never thought about that. The checkbooks all say 1999. And I had a program, I may still have it, I may have thrown it out, and it was for the Apple II, and when I put it on my Apple II, it would not work because it was 1999, and the computer could not recognize it because the computer's into the 2000s, managing your money. So I think that was it. So, yeah, Mayan calendar. Okay, I stand corrected. I'm like, I know what year it is now. I go to the mall and I get calendars marked down, and I never saw one Mayan there selling a calendar. I never could understand that. Watch another video. This guy made a pizza oven outside of his pallet shack, which was pretty cool how he did it. Put a stove in there and put metal around it so it wouldn't burn, and had hurricane lamps in there and little battery operated lights. But he took mud and made a kind of a raised thing and then put a door in it and dug a hole for a pipe and cooked the pizza in there, made out of mud. It was amazing. So cut a hole so the pizza would fit. He round pan. He put all the ingredients to the pizza and pulled it out, and there was a pizza. It is sadly, it's other. I think that was a same guy had a beautiful German Shepherd, and his baby died. So I said, a beautiful animal. Sorry, your pet is gone. I know it loved you and gave you companionship, protection, but I said there are lots of animals at the shelter would give you love, protection, and companionship. To adopt one of those when the pain goes away. I firmly believe in getting an animal. If I didn't have cats, I'd be going to the shelter and getting a pet. Or trying to adopt Mama Cat and Kitten. Or Orangey and Tiny One. Or maybe all of them. If I ever get a house, they're all going with me. I was always amazed when I went to traffic court one day. There was also the court for criminal. And this guy came in, he was a Mayan. And they had to wait for his case because the speaker from California State University in Concord to translate because he knew no English. And the guy was a burglar. He knew enough to burgle, but he didn't know any English. But he only spoke Mayan. So there's still Mayans around. I had no idea. I asked about that after he was gone, and they explained the charges, and he said not guilty, and they give him a new court date. But I had no idea. I thought the Mayans all died out. Oh, and Taiwan got hit by, I think it was a 5.6 earthquake yesterday, and did some damage. So that was. I have a, not a dummies book, but I may have a dummies book. I know I have an idiot's book, Idiot's Guide to the Mayan Calendar. I bought that, so it was on sale. Oh, I'm rereading your comment. Oddly, I always like the shoes about giants too. Oh, you like giant shoes, or you like giants who wear shoes? What size do they wear? Are they Florsheim? Are they Adidas? Are they Air Jordans? How come you wind up always being the only one here? I think you drive them off. Starting to wonder. It may be that you're putting too many comments and people feel intimidated, and that's why they aren't commenting. I don't know. Excuse me, I have not had my nap. I can't tell if it's raining out still, but I suspect it is. They have squirrels. All kinds of dried squirrels in there. There's all kinds of stuff in the Smithsonian. But I suspect a lot of it's in storage because I've been in the Smithsonian and it goes several city blocks, but all the stuff they've gotten over the years, it's like the California Academy of Sciences. They have stuff stored away, but you can't possibly put all the stuff they've been sent. I mean, I have Captain Kangaroo, Mr. Bunny Rabbit, Mr. Moose, and his outfit, and Dancing Bear's outfit. Giant squirrels who wear shoes and flip-flops in the summer, you know. But they have stuff going back to the founding. I think one time they may have had a fire there, too. There's a lot of stuff. Barnes Museum had things, and he had a fire in New York and burned a lot of stuff up. So, they were just building, when we were leaving Washington, D.C. in 1964, they were starting to build the Air and Space Museum as part of the Smithsonian. I remember in front of the Smithsonian, they had two things. They had an X-15 sitting outside, and they had a World War... Whoa! Holy oh, that was a little bit scary. I was leaning on one of the tubs, and it started to collapse off the other tub. Excuse me. They had a World War I Christie tank outside. That shouldn't have done that. Oh, that was frightening. So, can't lean on that tub. That's one with the shopping bags in it. No, that was me. I leaned my arm on it, and the thing started to tip over. And I went, oh, my God. So, I got to do something with this thing. It's in the way. Now, it was me. It's not Fuzzy. Fuzzy's in the bedroom. Pick up your identification and the claws digging into the blanket. Come on, little girl, I'll put you back down again in a minute. For those who have not seen her, here is little girl. Hold on, little girl. Little girl. Little girl. Little sweet. Little girl. My sweet, yes, my sweetheart. Little sweet girl. Be glad when I get a real camera one day. Where I can see more than the little tiny window. Oh, she loves that. Yes. Yes. Little sweet girl. Yes. Yes, little girl. Yeah, little girl. Yeah, long whiskers like Fluffy. Okay. Boop, boop, boop. I love little girl. For the longest time, she would not let me hold her or come near me. She was always skittish, and then when she ran away 2 days before we had a major earthquake in Pleasant Hill, she ran away for 9 days. Then she got super cuddly. Must have scared her little kitty soul. And Fuzzy comes up on the bed. She wants petting. Well, my security cameras aren't working now. I got to call Blink, whatever the hell it's called, and get them reactivated. So when I change internet providers, I haven't figured out how to connect it to AT&T. The same with the Dot. But to save the videos, now I have to pay them. The trial period is over, and I don't have the money to pay them. So I'll get them reconnected. But I don't know any way of saving it to my computer. So, No, because right now everything's blocked by the airbed and the giant bins. There's one camera right here. Computer, be quiet. Except I can't bring it over because the cable's too damn short. Oh no, the cable's not too short. It's plugged in on the other side of the power strip. There's one camera. So, only have so much money, you know. Little girl is very gentle. I stand in the doorway all the time. I go, come on, little girl, come in. And I whistle, and she sits there and won't come in till I step away from the door. Then she'll come running in. And she went out. I don't know what RTFM is, so I'm old enough to remember LSMFT. Lucky Strike means fine tobacco, and Lucky Strike went to war. Lucky Strike Green went to war and never came back. But that's, you know, acronyms are not always my forte. So, the ones I used to know, I've probably forgotten over the years. Used to know them. Rank has its privileges. RHIP, that's one with an R. Posh. Poured out starboard home. I'm bringing stuff I haven't thought of for 60 years. You're jogging my brain, and that hurts. Welcome to the Alien Carl and George show. Read the effing manual. I can't even see the manual. I wouldn't know where it is in here anyway. If I can get that out without collapsing everything else. Here's an oldie. I love playing collection. I got your manual right here. Hey. I keep losing dongles for these wireless keyboards. I have some ADB. This guy sold me this thing that didn't work. Really mad about that. I have some Apple IIgs and very old Mac ADB keyboards, but the adapters are like $90. I could still use those if I get an adapter. Oh, there it goes again. Uh-oh. What's wrong with this bin? Why does it keep wanting to tip over? That's frightening. Well, I think I'll end this one because we've now gone the Alien Carl program. So he's driven everybody off once again. Fear of probophobia. No earthquake. I certainly hope not. There's Fluffy waking up. Baby boy. Baby boy. The boy. Little girl is sitting by the door. I think so. They tried to claim it was a lighthouse reflection. I say BS, because they went back there several days in a row. I'm just a little sick of Rendlesham Forest UFO, because every time I turn around, and today we're investigating the famous British case, the Rendlesham Forest UFO case. It's like, enough already. How many programs are you going to do in this cockney Rendlesham Forest? And I didn't see any aliens with an axe chopping down any trees for fuel either. So, And I think they determined the lighthouse lights couldn't be seen from that area or something. I have books on it, but it's not one of my favorite UFO cases. Mostly because they've done so much on it. Roswell and the Sedona UFO are still fascinating. What is this thing? Plug and play 2.4G wireless mouse installation. Oh, the sports car mouse. Okay. So glad I found. There goes my other thing for my phone. That just fell down. It's getting caught in the mask. Here's a little speaker. But I gotta find the charging port for it, charging brick for it too. The Glock, best UFO, except the Glock, I don't know if, they destroyed the Glock in Poland as far as I know. I don't know if the Glock was actually ever built or not. Where it shows it's like brickwork with wood scaffolding out in a forest in Poland. That was where they were working on the Glock. But actually, whether they made one that flew anywhere or not, I don't know. Paul Bunyan was an alien. Well, yeah, but where did you get the alien giant blue ox? From the planet of Oxmix, no doubt. Mike Fink, Paul Bunyan, Casey Jones, all those apocryphal folks, you know. There was a John Henry who put down railroad spikes. I think he fought a contest with Paul Bunyan. God, I hadn't thought about that since I was a kid. There are these giant statues these guy made from all over the country. You see in front of muffler shops, and it was Paul Bunyan's. He broke the molds. You can't make them, and some cities are getting rid of them, which is, that'd be cool to have one of those on your lawn. Like a 30-foot tall Paul Bunyan, you know. One hot dog place made a hot dog guy out of it. Another one put a muffler in his hand, so. I've watched videos on that on eBay, too. But I don't think there's Nazi UFO bases in Antarctica. I don't think there's Nazi UFOs and space stations in orbit. There's no evidence of it. Somebody would have seen something. And they all look like Adamski UFOs, saucers, or they look like, as some claim that the Adamski UFO pictures were, they were chicken incubators for baby chickens. Admiral Byrd, yeah, I think Admiral Byrd went down there and something made his fleet retreat. Yeah, I think it was more likely aliens rather than Nazis. Well, I'm not aware of that, but then I haven't been looking it up. I had been concentrating on cleaning. I haven't listened to the Linda Moulton Howe podcast since before I fell with the airbed. Too busy. Or too tired. I went last night to sleep about 11 o'clock. I woke up at 3 or 4 to Mama Cat scratching the door on kitten. So the Gear Nation. Okay, hello. That looks like a cartoon of Bob Hope, sort of. Close. I can't see small things anymore. Drives me nuts. I ever win the lotto, I get that 130-inch LG TV and put it right on top of my eyes so I can see what I'm looking at. Yeah, I just hadn't thought of it. I like Linda a lot, but I got distracted with putting music from The Towering Inferno, The Man from U.N.C.L.E., Vicky Carr, Tony, God, what the hell is his name now? Tony Christie. So I carry the iPad around the house. I listen to the iPad in the bathroom. So that's why I miss my other iPads. If I had 3 tripods, I'd put one in each room. That way I wouldn't keep carrying one around. And I just turn it on when I'm cleaning stuff, vacuuming. I can't do that. So the gherkination. What is a gherk? It's when you strangle a gherkin, right? Uh-oh. eBay is sending me their notifications of save searches 2014 iMac, That's the noise a strangled pickle makes, Yak! Before it dies. I understand the Alien Carl's R&D department is working on the pickle probe. Not only can they use the probe, they can make a salad afterwards. Or have it in a potato salad or a sandwich. On the side, You just clean it off. With hand sanitizer, or in their cases, hand disintegrators. Disintegrate the dirt. No COVID with the Greys. They just disintegrate the virus. Saw a video where this woman, what was she doing? Oh, little kitten followed her home, and she had a hoodie on. It was a fur-lined hood, and the top of the hood was a plush Bugs Bunny face. And dog sitting for a friend. Now you have 2 dogs. Oh, that's nice. I talk to people who have dogs. Some people are friendly. Some people won't talk to me. They're love dogs, but I can't have one because I can't walk them. Unless I get one with one of those Diderot sledges, but nobody needs snow. Unless I put wheels on one. And how do you stop the dog? Whoa, dog, whoa, dog, whoa. Stop, dog, stop. Tell Safeway, this is my service dog, and I have to have him go into say, hello, Beverly. I have to have the dog go into Safeway to do my shopping. Giant sled goes into Safeway. Makes it hard to turn the corners down aisle 3, to get the cat food and the cat litter. And the kibble for the dog, And those sausages and bacon bits for dogs. Dan was trying to figure out Gravy Train from 1962. They would have the chuck wagon, and then the dog would bark, and the chuck wagon would disappear into the kitchen sink. Makes its own gravy, and I don't think they make that stuff anymore. A sausage. That's because he didn't put wax on it. If he'd waxed the sausage first, it would have been tasty. Alien wax, or gray wax, They have ones that look like little hot dogs that are dog treats. They look like little hot dogs in a bun, I send cat toys out to people with cats, so I'm more into looking for cat things. Gotta stop leaning on that. I'm right-handed, nothing to do with my left hand, so I get nervous unconsciously. And Kathy likes Polish sausages in a can. 5 cats, yay! What are your cats? What kind of kitties you got? Give us names and descriptions, please. And what type of kitties? I love kitties. No. Tell us about your kitty cats. This is a very pro kitty cat channel. We stop at all cats and pet them if they'll let me. I love kitty cats. Okay, she's not going to tell us about the cats. Hey, oh God, I used to know it. Not a clouder. Might be a clouder. Or is that crows? Mittens, Peaches, Phoenix, Felix, and Maya. Phoenix. Uh-oh, excuse me. Uh-oh. Excuse me, my nose is doing its thing now. I apologize for this. I went out in the cold and the rain, and now my nose is telling me it didn't like it. I'm starting to get cold. In the bin of laundry to do is a sweater somewhere. I have to wash this sweater so I can wear a sweater when I do this. They say the allergy. Oh God, excuse me. Oh good Lord, all the rain is, but I don't care what the Weather Channel says. I went out, and all the rain has to be stirring up all the grass pollen, so that's why I'm choking. I apologize. If I win the lotto, tiny one, orangey, gray, pretty little gray if the people let me take her, mama cat kitten, fluffy, fuzzy, little girl, and if I can find pretty little gray, and if the wonderful Siamese Talkie would ever return, if he's not dead, I would have, let's see, we'll exclude pretty little gray and gray, little sweet gray if I can't take her. So we'd have mama cat kitten, fluffy, fuzzy, little girl be 5, tiny one would be 6, orangey be 7. I'd have 7 cats. My nose is run. I have a permanent, semi-permanent sinus infection because there's a lawn right underneath my apartment, and they come out when it's not raining and blow air blowers twice a week, so I never get rid of this thing. It's one reason why. Do me. Oh God. One reason before the pandemic, the allergy clinic was setting me up, but they wanted me to do a breathing test first. I did that in August. I still haven't gotten the results because my doctor went on vacation. They wanted to see I don't know why my lung capacity should matter for allergy shots. I think they're being ridiculous. Maybe they're afraid of getting sued or something. I don't know. But I went out in the rain and my nose starts running an hour later. Must be those swears or something. Yeah. Hope you're not in San Mateo because they evacuated part of the county today because of flooding. And there are flood warnings all over the Bay Area, all the way up to Santa Rosa. And if you see a picture on the Weather Channel, the radar, the storm makes a kind of loop. And it goes around the Bay Area like this. Then there's it off in Sacramento going up to Reno and down, up and down the Sierras. And then the second section of the storm goes way past Seattle. Goes all the way to Oregon and Seattle and over to Idaho. This is a gigantic storm. And the other thing, since the airbed, the soap bed hit me on the head, I still can't hear out of this here. I got to call my Campbell, I haven't been down there. Not in a long time, though. Yeah. They won't. I've been trying for years now to get allergy shots. I really complained about it, and then after 3 years, oh, well, you have to start all over because you haven't been senior for 3 years. That's the stupidest thing I ever heard. I'm still the same person. And the head of the department retired. He was pushing to do whatever he could for me. So when my doctor comes back and make another appointment and go over there and say, okay, what happened to the breathing test and will I finally get my allergy shots that I need? I'm sick and tired of being sick with this constant blowing my nose and my sinuses being congested and dripping and yuck. I hate sinus infection. So. Mountain View, Campbell, Los Altos Hills, Sunnyvale, been down to all those. Redwood City. But I can't look anything up on the iPad. Donate so I can get my iPads out of the shop. I'll have to send them $20 a month and write them a note and say, here's $20 money order or $20 in cash and credit toward my account till I can come and get them. Having money issues. That airbed and the housing inspections just broke me, and giving Patty all the money for gas too. So, got another 1 million masks around here. You had said 30 years ago, or when I was growing up, that one day everyone in the country wearing masks like we were the Lone Ranger or Zorro, I would have said you were crazy. There's something. What the hell is this? I think this fell. It is a giant string of air bubbles which have been squashed. Some of them. Get rid of these damn things. Yeah. Oh, there's more of it. Yeah. Oh. Oh, wow, 8 watching now. Let me see. Let me go back to the other thing here for a minute. Okay. Let's see. Colts are leading the Niners 20-12. Chiefs. The Titans are kicking the Chiefs. Titans kick the Chiefs' butt. Chiefs have fallen apart lately, 27-3. Raiders beat the Eagles 33-22. Rams beat the hapless Lions 28-19. Buccaneers growled at the Bears 38-3. The Cardinals beat the Texans 31-5. Let's see. Saints and the Seahawks tomorrow. And then next week we have the Pack and the Cardinals, Panthers and the Falcons, Titans, Colts, Dolphins, Bills, Bengals, Jets, Steelers versus the Browns, Eagles and the Lions, Rams and Texans, Patriots and Chargers. Top Cat will like that game. 49ers and the Bears, Jaguars and the Seahawks, Buccaneers and the Saints, Cowboys and the Vikings. Jeremy and Justin will be watching that one. Washington and the Broncos, Giants and the Chiefs. So that's what's going on in the NFL. So let's look at the Weather Channel for a minute. Landslide shuts highway, thousands without power, top stories, powerhouse, atmospheric weather, river dumping rain and snow, severe storms, possibly tornadoes threaten central and eastern U.S. Coastal storm could be potential nor'easter. Florida Keys roads could be underwater by 2025. And let's see. It's in the 70s and 80s in the southeast. 85 in Dallas. 86 in Dallas. 85 in Lubbock. Go figure. Phoenix is 86, and yet it's 42 in Minot, North Dakota. Rapid City is 56. Billings is 63. Salt Lake is 59. Vegas is 81. Reno is 54. Everybody's got rain in those first few cities. It's all raining all the way up to Seattle. And then sunny. I don't know, it can be sunny when it's dark, but that was a forecast, I guess, so. And I don't see the radar. Let me see it. 57 right now in Martinez. Wind at 12 in the south-southwest. Gale warnings. Gonna rain midnight, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8 a.m. it will stop finally. And then no rain Tuesday. So, although they're saying there's a 11 to 15% chance of rain on Tuesday. So, okay. I don't know. Because you can play snow in the frozen tundra that is Lambeau Field. You can play in snow, but I think rain might be harder. It turns to mud. You can't run where the damn. You have trouble throwing the ball. But, you know, they've had games where in the last couple of years where the wind chill was 30 below zero and they were still playing football, so. I think it's harder to play in rain because of traction. But, you know, the old players in the 50s, and earlier, they played in snow, rain, sleet, slush. I don't know how they play in somewhere like Phoenix. I don't know if they have a dome stadium or not. The Raiders have a dome stadium. It gets 120 degrees out. How do you play in those conditions? So, well, folks, that stint of blowing my nose is made by voice coach. I think I'm going to end this one. I'm losing my voice, and I need to be careful this time. I don't spill my hot chocolate. There's my empty coffee cup with Santa Claus on it, and cookies for Santa. Someone left 2 of these downstairs. I washed them out. So, Hosers, yes, that's the Canadian alien Carl. The Carl. He hangs around. What's the name of that damn place again? The coffee. Can't remember it. They have sandwiches. I cannot remember the name. I hate this. I can't forget stuff. Night alien Carl. Tim something. Tim something or other. Tim coffee sandwich Canadian place that I cannot remember the name. Keep thinking Tim Potato. That's not it. All right, I gotta go, folks. This is George Senda, the guy from Pittsburgh. Stay dry and warm, but not wet. Stay safe. Tim Hortons, thank you. Every time I hear that name, I think Horton sees a who from Dr. Seuss. So, and stay safe, and I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye for now. You know, I keep reaching for the mouse to turn off the iPad. It's been fun. Next time, donate, please. I need cat food money. Bye-bye.